Up next, we have our good friends from Rally UXR. Oren, he's brought a couple of friends with him to talk about or how to really build a good program inside your research. So, Oren, Wyatt, are you here?
Hello.
We are.
I changed my plant for you, Oren, so you'd get a different plant in the background. So, yeah,
Beautiful. We're matching now.
we'll take it
Oren,
away. Talk to us about this. Tell us about yourselves.
Yeah, amazing. Well, do you see the slides? Are they all up there? Beautiful. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining this morning or this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. Very excited to be here with our good friend Wyatt, the Research Ops Manager at Faire, and talk a little bit about Research Ops at Faire and Rally. So if you have ever been to a Rally AMA, this is going to mirror a little bit of the format. We're going to do some rapid fire questions to Wyatt, but we're going to start with some quick introductions on both sides. So just to introduce myself quickly before passing it along to Wyatt, I am the co-founder and CEO at Rally. We are a user research CRM that helps lots of teams like Faire automate the process of managing and recruiting your own actual users for research. So everything from building that rich participant database to recruiting, from the email automation, screening, scheduling, consent forms, incentives, and so on. And I am joined here by Wyatt. Feel free to introduce yourself.
thanks, Oren. First, I want to ask if you got a plastic plant to replace the dying ones behind you. That's a pretty miraculous recovery.
Just some water.
I,
Who knew?
I'm the research operations manager at Faire, and if you're not familiar, Faire is a wholesale marketplace. So it's a B2B marketplace. We connect local independent retailers with the best brands and artisans to stock their shelves with the best goods. I was the first research operations hire a little over a year and a half ago. Before Faire, I was at Adobe working on the research operations team, and I helped form the research operations team at Airbnb. I guess that was in like 2017. Before that, I focused on a few roles that were sort of like hybrid research operations roles. And naturally, I was a biology major, which led me to research operations.
Awesome. Thank you for the intro, Wyatt. So we're going to start the first few minutes of questions here on building research ops at Faire, your current organization. So tell us a little bit about why research ops is important at your organization.
Yeah, so for us, as I mentioned, we're B2B. Our customers are all entrepreneurs, either retailers like stores in neighborhoods or brands selling goods that they want to have stocked in retail stores. So though there's a lot of overlap between our customers, there's a lot of nuance there as well. And they're also very busy building and starting their businesses. We have a democratized research approach at Faire, though we do have a small, very ambitious research team as well. Our CEO puts a lot of emphasis on research. He actually did a round of research about a month ago himself. And so it's a huge part of the way we think about building our product at Faire. And obviously, operations enables all of that. So it's a huge emphasis, and there's some trickiness with our customers as well. But yeah, big focus and a lot of need there to support a large distributed model.
Amazing, amazing. So going into the next questions, what are some of the goals or priorities that you have for research ops at Faire?
Yeah, so like I said, I was our first ops hire on the research team about a year and a half ago. So up until now, it's been a lot of stabilizing, plugging holes, putting some new capabilities in place that are really core. But when I look across all of these tools, procedures, systems that we have, everything really can get leveled up pretty meaningfully and also integrate more effectively together, not just with our research tools, but also within the company itself. So big goal is really ease of doing research. We want to maintain a very engaged and reliable participant pool at the same time, but just want to make it really easy for people to self-serve. As I said, we have this distributed model. We have a small research ops team, but I'm looking for our research ops team to kind of move a bit higher up that like hierarchy of needs, in a sense, away from just participant management, where hopefully people can self-serve on that more effectively going forward, and move into a bit more of some complex problems that we want to solve as a team.
Awesome. So maybe let's talk about some of those complex problems that you're looking to overcome. What would you say is one of the biggest challenges you're trying to overcome at Faire this coming year?
Yeah, so this is probably familiar with a lot of people here, but I think basically planning, knowing what's coming down the pipeline. We often find out about things pretty last minute, or everything is very urgent and rushed. So it creates complexities for capacity planning on our side, as well as budgeting, tooling needs with multilingual research, interpretation, and translation timelines. So one of the challenges that we're working to overcome is just being aware of what's going on and being kind of partnering earlier on in that process. Um, and then I think another piece of this is helping people understand more effectively what it entails to conduct their research. We do have this distributed model, so we have a lot of people that do research infrequently, and we have a small group of researchers, as I said, that are doing research very frequently. But the people doing it infrequently don't necessarily have that familiarity and expertise. So it's basically how do we create experts out of these people, even though they're doing research infrequently. Multilingual research is so tricky. It seems to create a whole different process that's more expensive, longer, more risks and all that. We have a desire to continue expanding, and so multilingual research is going to be a challenge for us as well, and just making sure we're optimally using the tools that we're paying for.
Mm-hmm. So just a few small challenges, nothing major, it sounds like. Awesome. So let's get back to democratization of participant recruitment, because obviously democratization of research and participant recruitment go hand in hand in some ways, but the first step is to get access to customers in the first place. So before we get into Rally, talk us a little bit through the journey that you have all been on with participant recruitment, where it started and maybe where it's going.
Yeah. So when I joined, like I said, around a year and a half ago, people were all self-serving for research. We had that small research team and a large group of people in this democratized approach. So it's really healthy kind of like desire and activity on research, but the tooling and processes, it was just kind of wild, wild west. A lot of emailing people, not necessarily keeping track of things in the best way, and the process. Uh, as we tried to implement more structure, as you find, it became much more difficult for people because they had all of these hoops to jump through now, whereas they preferred almost this like, oh, I'm just going to email these people. But we obviously really needed to coordinate more effectively as a company. So yeah, we've always had this really strong desire. As I said, our CEO Max has made research a big part of Faire from day one. So the desire is there. People are really bought in and eager to conduct research, but it was more the challenges are around getting the process dialed in, the tooling efficiencies, and making sure everything's done in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So that brings us into Rally, and I know we're still in very early days of our partnership, but wanted to hear more about why you chose Rally, and we'll go into a little bit more of the details of how you kind of made the case for a tool like Rally, and go from there.
Yeah, I've been waiting a long time for a tool that I felt like crossed that threshold where I could feel confident we had a solution in place that we didn't have to like patch together with too many other tools, and so I was really excited. We've been in touch for a while, waiting for you guys to get your product developed and in a really solid place. And so I was just really looking for a tool that could help us unify everything. I mentioned the we have the research team, small team of researchers, and the distributed model, the democratized approach. Those were oftentimes on different processes. Once we had a research operations team helping with participant management, there was one process and set of tools for when the research operations team was involved, and one set of tools and process for DIY, kind of self-serve. So I really just wanted to unify everything, integrate everything as much as possible. Yeah, and also I was really excited. Your team, the product development capabilities of your team are really exciting and give me a lot of confidence that you're going to continue developing the tool, implementing new features, and helping grow this tool to even be more effective than it already is. So.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate it. And now let's talk about the path to purchase and making the case for a tool like Rally. Obviously, you were using kind of hodgepodge of different systems and tools for managing this process before. So what did it look like to get budget and make the case for a brand new type of platform that you had never used before?
Yeah, so the kind of pain points were pretty clear. Having this democratized approach, I think a lot of people would find this that, it's often not people's core role to do research, but it's a part of it. So they want it to be as easy as possible, and things weren't easy. So pain was there from the democratized approach perspective. Our researchers always wanted to be more efficient to do research. I actually went so I kind of seeded that through conversation. Hey, we really need a solution here. Pain points are pretty clear. I went a bit overboard. I would not recommend this exact approach. Oren, I know you saw this. I made like an infographic showing the process of DIY, like self-serve versus when you have ResOps support, versus if we had Rally, and kind of showing that journey through the whole participant management, the whole process. And the biggest takeaway from that was really the tooling, the number of tools that we could stop relying on, because we were going to move, if we were able to move to a tool like Rally. I showed that to my manager, our head of research. We had a meeting scheduled with our head of design and our chief product officer. We didn't even need that because it was just so clear to our head of research that moving into a tool like Rally was the right decision. If I were to do it again, I would make it more of like a business case. Okay, here's the problem. Here's how a tool like Rally specifically, or maybe other options would solve that. But yeah, that's kind of like a fun project for me.
Yeah, everyone loves an infographic. It's
Right.
great. maybe we'll release it to the masses one day.
Perfect.
Amazing. So obviously, we're still early in the journey of working together. You're still early in the journey of building research ops at Faire. Research ops in general is still early. So what are your goals for using Rally in the medium to long term?
Yeah. So I mentioned that sort of like hierarchy of needs concept. Right now, our research ops team really does have to be involved often to make sure that projects are being done, quickly and efficiently if they're important. My biggest goal for Rally is make self-serve research so easy and efficient that it's quicker and easier for people to do it themselves than try and partner with our team, because the tool enables that. If that's the case, then our team can shift to a different set of problems, which we have quite a few that we want to work on. I have a small team, so that would be huge for us. I also want to make sure that we're, Rally, one of the great capabilities is the connection for us to Snowflake, and the ability to be developing, like enhancing our data profiles on our customers through like screeners that we're sending out. So there's a really great use case there, and a goal for us as well. And also integrating across other teams at the company, like our account management and customer support teams. We're going to, through Rally, be more effective at staying on the same page about our interactions with our customers, be more coordinated there. Yeah, so I think those are the biggest areas. I think the last one is just more strategically engaging with our customers, having a tool like Rally helping us, whether it's later on when we set up panels or just better awareness of our research activity in general. It's going to help us be more strategic in how we engage with our customers too.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know we only have a few minutes left for the last few questions. We can go rapid fire. So for the first couple of studies that you've been able to launch on Rally, what has using Rally unlocked for you and your team so far, knowing that it's still the early days?
So one big area is just having a single tool to focus on. It just makes it more manageable for people onboarding and us thinking about optimizing our system. So that's just huge. Like our team being able to focus on a single tool is massive. Also, honestly, Rally has been sort of like a light at the end of the tunnel for us, because the process of running research has been very chaotic and put a lot of stress on the research operations team. So just being in that place, feeling like we're in a new chapter here, is huge. And the automations, people are so excited about integrations and automations that Rally enables are huge. Just like we used to have like a Calendly and another incentives tool. The fact that it's integrating with our calendar, everything, email reminders, automation, people are so excited about. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Light at the end of the tunnel. That's a good one. Great. So I know we've talked a little bit about the future of research ops at Faire and what your vision is. And I guess last question here is for you to share a little bit more on that. Where do you want research ops to be long term? What does that kind of strategic vision look like for you in the last minute or two here?
Yeah, so I talked a bit about kind of shifting a bit away from participant management, supporting on studies themselves. So I think for us, there's sort of like three main channels. One is making sure that system, whether we're involved in it or not, is really dialed in, efficient. People are able to set up and manage their studies effectively. Another area is that I want to shift our team to are supporting on more complex study types. It would be great if we can get our research operations team actually enabled to run some usability, like unmoderated usability studies where we don't need a researcher actually in the room, but people could leverage our team to almost be helping conduct research as well. And then we actually just added a new member of our team this past week, Noelle, who I'm really excited about. And she's got so much experience being able to have her focusing on developing new capabilities, whether it's implementing, a panel program for us or education programs for conducting research. There's just so much that we can focus on. I think shifting away from those lower level, like supporting on studies to this is going to be really the vision for us over the next few years.
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Wyatt, for the time here. It was really great to learn a little bit more about your journey so far, building research ops at Faire, and yeah, really exciting to see where the future takes us. If anyone here is interested in learning more about Rally and continuing to level up your own research ops practice, feel free to scan the QR code, book a demo with us, or reach out. I'll drop my email into the chat as well. I know there's lots of questions here, so we'll try to get to those later on. And thank you again for spending the time, Wyatt.
Thank you so much for having me, Oren, and appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. And I'm expecting like a neat article or podcast, whatever. If y'all haven't checked it out, Rally has a really great and useful blog. Like they've got some of the greatest content to read out there. So you definitely should check that out. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Wyatt. Have a great day, everyone.
And now I kind of want to show everyone what's going on in our conference.